Welcome back to the build! Last time we left you guys off on our failed attempt and then second trial of our ceiling panels. Not going to show you yet. I'm going to walk you through what we did to make them work. After realizing that we needed to add internal walls to the ceiling panels to get the silhouette of the curve shape we were looking for, what ended up working was bendy ply, clamping it down, wood gluing it, nail gluing it, and then adding epoxy to the back of them to harden them once we got the shape that we wanted. It was definitely a process, but these things are rock solid and they are also the perfect organic curve shape.
These ceiling panels have been so much more work than I was anticipating, but hopefully it's worth it in the end. I think it will be. I think it'll be one of the main standout features of this van, but it's just been so much engineering and physical labor time to get them just to the point where they are now, and we still need to micro cement them completely. So tons of work, but it's what's gonna make this van stand out. These panels are finally ready to get micro cemented. They are channeled, wood filled, routed, sanded, smoothed, and looking really, really good. Now I just need to make sure to not up the micro cement, because doing this again would just be the worst thing ever.
This is the worst!
Like very long and messy day of micro cementing.
Yeah. And then this week earlier, he finished the ceiling panels, and we did the first coat of the micro cement. Let that dry for like 12-14 hours about. And then also today, me and Ike filmed this super cool stop motion for the partition wall. So now the partition wall's in. And we're having a friend come this week, so it's Sunday today, but put in some extra hours just so that we could have some free time during the week.
It's impossible to do a day of micro cementing without everything just getting freaking nasty.
Yeah.
So I'm dirty as hell.
This micro cement compared to the other one, it's not necessarily messier, it's just sandier. Does that make sense? Like this micro cement is sandier, so like the sand gets everywhere from it, like little gritty pieces. The other micro cement we had to sand, which made it dirty.
Way worse, because it gets dusty as hell.
Yeah.
This one gets way less dusty because we don't need to really sand.
But also these curves, I'm really excited about how they're looking. This is only after coat 1, so I think that they're going to look amazing once they're up with like a little bit of indirect lighting on them. Woo! It's gonna look good. Talk.
First wall panel is up.
Ceiling panel.
First ceiling panel is up. It's been a hell of a journey, but we're here, and it looks good. Now we gotta do a couple more. It's gonna be very complicated. He does a really good jukebox back.
Okay.
One more time.
Worry about throwing it back and blasting through it.
You're so good at that.
I've been doing it for years, man. I'm a Star Wars fan.
Okay, after how many weeks of working on these things?
After building these twice, they're finally in.
They're not done yet, though.
They're not done yet. We have still some covers that we need to put on here, but at least they're up now, finally. The lights are working. It's looking good. Everything finally lined up. There's a few small things we need to do some repairs for, but overall, the ceiling panels are done.
And what's the concept?
It is a slot canyon. Okay, a lot of progress today. Ceiling panels are in, looking good. Happy Jack walls are finally mounted, which has opened up the gates for now putting in all the wall panels. This one's about to go in. We got our systems box getting built right now by Shane. And yes, now we can start really moving forward on the inside.
The office is looking so cute.
You're welcome.
It's kind of a mess, right? Like,
It's always a mess. It's officially a van build.
To progress.
We were ready to finish the van last time. We drank like, how many do you think? Like 50 of them?
No, 40. We have 1 week before we have to leave for Israel and for our wedding. So there's a lot to do. And when you have a lot to do, this helps.
A lot. This is not sponsored. We're just, we know it works. Okay, smart tint is not smart. No.
Smart once it's on, but you have to be really smart to get it on right.
You know what's funny? Smartcrete was also not smart. No,
No more smart products.
it's actually really like, it's such a cool concept, but the install is so difficult to get right. It's supposed to be like a completely dust-free environment, and when you're building a van, that's just
Impossible.
like
Any tiniest little speck of dust
creates a bubble. Yeah.
And like in that one, we have like tons of them.
Like see all these little tiny, right?
Literally.
Like it's so hard to get right. See, this is a bigger one, but we have a frame covering those, but like I'm not happy about this. We did this one a lot better. Before we put it on, I actually went with masking tape and like stuck it all over to try and like pick up the lint off the wall. But that's not in their instructions. And oh, there's just so many things with this. It's very frustrating. It has a protective layer on top of it that you're supposed to be doing the squeegeeing on top of, but there's stickers that you can't get
take
off.
And then you can't see if you're getting bubbles behind them. So you have to take it off and then start squeegeeing on the actual film itself.
So we'll be giving some constructive criticism to Smart Tint. Love the product, don't love the application. Okay, so actually you can't really even see it that much on video, but this wall is very red, very, very red. This is supposed to be the
Can you see the difference?
Can you see the difference? All of our other wall panels and stuff came out this color. We don't know why this wall came out so dark. We have one more layer to do, so we're hoping we can save it.
Yeah, but it makes no sense because everything, all the ratios, everything was exactly the same.
Yeah.
But this was the end of the bucket, so I guess there was just like pigments on the bottom of the bucket that just...
We're darker.
Yeah, this one's totally different. I mean...
Yeah, it's not even comparable.
Yeah.
But we have one more layer to do, and honestly, I don't think, like, this product's so thick, you can't, like, really see through to the layer underneath, so I think it's gonna be fine.
I hope so. Another thing about this product is that every time we have to mix a batch, because you have to make small batches to fit the size that it's going to be doing, every batch comes out a little bit different because, you know, like there's tiny little differences in the amount of water you use and pigment, because you have to mix everything every time. So that's something we don't like about this product.
Yeah.
Smart Creep was way better in that sense
because it came pre-mixed in buckets. You didn't have to do any like color. You didn't have to do anything except put it on, and the process for putting it on was like 6 stages long with sanding in between each layer.
Yeah, that sucked.
This one's really easy when it comes to like the process of it. You literally prime it, put it on, do a sponge, put on the second layer, put on the sealant. Like there's no sanding in between, there's no 4 layers of cement.
Yeah, it's much easier. But the mixing of the colors is crazy. I mean, we've been like, You should see these papers we have of like
Go get
a
them.
million.
We've been trying to like every time calculate like how much we need for like the wood piece we're doing, and then
This is how it looks every time we try to make a mixture.
yeah,
It's
and then
just
we forget
crazy.
like how much we did, and yeah.
And we're using like syringes to get the exact milliliters and converting from milliliters to ounces to gallons. It's not
not
fun.
convenient.
It's not convenient. So, smart tip. Say smart tip.
Smart Crete
Smart
had
Crete
it
is
better with that.
Much easier with that, but way harder to put out in general. So.
But I mean, the wall itself is looking real nice.
Oh yeah.
Really, really, really nice. Anyways, that's our little rant about our experience with it's called Mayo Did
You did concreta.
credit so far.
So now we're doing the mix. I've moved everything to a scale with grams to make it easier instead of doing all the translations. So I know I have written how much we need to mix. So I just put our powder or cement, whatever you want to call it, and now I need to do the liquid.
They give you like a pigmented bottle, and then you're supposed to mix that with water and then put it in there. But we've just been making like batches of pigmented water to like take out one of the steps, just to try and make like the color more consistent across the board, because it's really hard to get everything to match.
And to make life easier. Like, technically they give you the amount to mix an entire bucket, but we're doing small portions every time, so it's impossible
Yeah,
to do
like-
that every time.
We have like a small panel there and a small panel there, and then that, like, it's not enough to do a whole bucket, and you only have like, what is it, like 45 minutes of work time about?
Yeah, exactly. So we found that the best way is to, I hope this will be the best way, put it in a bottle. That way I'll be able to mix it. We'll be able to do multiple batches at a time, and then with the weights, I could just do it. I have preset amounts for each batch. And then if I know I'm having a big batch, I'll do like 2 of those or 3 of those. And if I have a small one, I can do like half. You know, I can
Yeah.
play with the amounts. So this
Yeah.
seems to be the easiest way.
Okay, we're at the airport. Super early morning flight. We're with our whole family and a few friends also. We're a week before the wedding. We're headed to Kanya, and we'll be in Greece for the week, the whole week leading up to the wedding. We've actually never seen the venue or tried anything, so the whole week is going to be like
One
doing
big
the
surprise.
tastings and also going to the venue and stuff. I'm really excited. We're about to get to the venue, which we've never seen. We booked everything from abroad, so we'll do a first impression of what we think about the venue. Can't really do anything about it if we don't like it. No, I'm sure it'll be good. Wow. And the road.
Yeah, much better. It's still very swipey. Wow, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
It's 10 times better than what I thought it was gonna be. Like that tree, I don't know if you can tell from the video, but it is so big. Like in the pictures and videos don't justify how big it is. Like once you're underneath it, it's huge. And it really is just like the centerpiece. You can also see the mountains. At sunset, it just like completely glows, and the grass yard is really beautiful. I think once it has like the tables and the chairs and the flowers and all the good stuff, that it's just gonna be like
It's gonna be beautiful.
really, really, really perfect. I think there's only like one vegan restaurant, or at least this is the only one that was like recommended to us. But it looks so good, and usually when we're traveling and we find like a vegan spot we like, we pretty much just eat there like every meal. So we'll see if we like it, and then we'll just be here the whole trip.
This
We're on our way to dinner with Eden's family at the same restaurant we ate last night because it was really good and we convinced everyone to go to the restaurant. The last day-ish, Eden's been dealing with
Shit.
basically, we have like a flight package for people flying from Israel to Greece where they got like a flight and a hotel stay, but they keep changing the flight times. It was originally supposed to be like more like a 4-day trip, and they've changed the flight times where they're now getting in at night and leaving in the morning, so now it's like a 2-day trip. So we're trying to figure that out, but honestly there's nothing we can really do about it. I did my makeup and hair trial this morning. I liked it. I'm gonna tell them to go a little bit more natural than what they did. And that's it. Greece is beautiful. The hotel's beautiful. Anything to add?
Nope.
He's tired.
By the way, I don't read a whole lot of poems. Yeah. Like 3 poems.
Think you were this?
You like it?
We're about to get married.
Here we are.
I'm about to go get ready. He's going by the pool because he has hours.
Sorry.
See you at the venue.
A house of friendship and closeness.
Yes.
And I'm not going to say anything about kids, but yes to that.
All right, so we got the test piece for what is going to be the canyon roof ceiling we're putting in. This is CNC'd foam. This is like the 4th, 5th, 6th iteration. We've been doing a lot of work to try and get the right amount of texture, so because we're going to be covering this with micro cement. So we want it to be enough texture so that you'll see it under the micro cement, but not too much. We also played around with the types of foam. We ended up going to this, which is really firm, but easy to cut, and it can be primed and painted and micro cemented. So I think it'll work. So this is the first layer that we did. It actually looks really good. We purposefully left a few like really thin spots so that it would look a little more layered.
It looks like more contrasty between the white before when it was wet.
Well, it might look like that when we put the coating on.
Yeah.
It looks very rough, which is actually good, but it's a little bit too rough. We're gonna try another layer and see how it looks with one more layer.
But we are realizing that this foam that they sent us is way softer than the original foam. And
Like this one is.
no, you don't have to do it again. Okay.
This one, like you can really bang into it, whereas this one.
And also,
doesn't really bang in.
like when you bang into it with the concrete, it still breaks. Yeah.
Not so good.
We're gonna need the other one.
We're almost done with our test piece. Honestly, it looks pretty damn good. I'm actually very happy with how this came out.
Give it a little spin.
Yeah. It looks very
Stone-like.
stone-like. Yeah, it looks like
The
rock.
canyon.
It feels good. The one layer is too rough, but when we did 2 layers and mixed it with some water, I mean, this looks pretty damn natural to me. I think the amount of steps they did, like, we didn't lose that much detail underneath. Like, it still see a lot of detail, so.
Looks good.
I don't know, I feel like this might work. The only problem with this is still the foam. Like, even with the firmness of the, I mean, it's way harder now because of the micro cement, but I can still make dents in it. So
Yeah.
I still think we need to use the previous foam that was just stronger.
Also, I don't know if you can see, yeah, this side in the one layer, there's like a little bit of white shining through, which I actually like. This side, there's really none of that left. So I'm gonna mess around with like maybe some painting or something just to give it like a little bit more color variation. Like these rocks a lot of times have, you know, a lot of stripes going through them of lighter whites and purples. Yeah. So I'm gonna like mess with it a little bit. Honestly though, that was so lucky.
Yeah.
Like that was so
I mean, it wasn't that lucky. This was a ton of work getting to this point.
But it could have not worked.
It could have not worked.
Like this is maybe the first thing in the van that's like that's a risky thing that we try, and like on the first try.
We pretty much third try, but yeah.
I have no idea what happened. But I'm really happy with it. I think it's gonna be perfect. I don't think it's gonna be too like gimmicky because it's pretty what's the word, like subtle.
Realistic.
Yeah, realistic, and it's subtle. It's not like super intense pattern.
You can possibly get.
Right now I'm trying to convince Eden that we should spend $500 on hardware pulls.
Hardware on drawer handles. $500. And I know you want them, but like I need to feel like there's no other drawer handle in the world that's gonna work except for these custom
Moroccan.
from Morocco. So
I promise you they are.
convince me.
They're absolutely perfect.
Sell me these drawer handles.
It really sounds crazy to spend $500 on just the hardware for the drawers and cabinets, but in my opinion, our kitchen is at the moment very plain, and I think we need something really special to spice it up a little bit. And I happened to find like the most amazing, beautiful hardware from Morocco that's like custom made. I think we need them.
So, progress has been made, as you can see. So we left everything as pretty much an empty shell with the walls and the ceilings in, and the partition door, which was recently done before we left. Now, Shane has made the skeleton for the benches, and the main thing he's been working on is this insane electrical system that is just, like, can't even explain how intricate it is, but also how clean of a job he's been doing. Like, it is one of the nicest electrical jobs I've seen ever. So it's really, really beautiful what he's been doing. I'm really, really impressed. Been working here on a bit of the systems and this like TV nook that we're gonna have here. And then Ike has built our cabinets. They're not finished, obviously. He left for Iceland for 3 weeks, but when he comes back, he'll finish these. We pretty much have our main galley here, our uppers. This is also going to be an L shape. We're going to build another cabinet here, and then we're going to have a countertop that goes all the way around. Uppers here, also a little countertop with an upper, which is going to be a control panel, and then our big closet and drawers with our water that goes underneath. Inside of here is also the Cruise and Comfort AC blower that's going to be blowing out of here. I could do a really nice job integrating it into this cabinet. We just wanted it to be up high so that it blows cold air straight into the bed or the living room where you're usually sitting and falls down onto you. It's gonna be really great. And yeah, there's still a lot to do. A lot to do.
I mean, this whole corner is supposed to be a bathroom.
Yeah. The bathroom shower, we haven't even started yet. Now we're starting to think about how we're gonna do it. But it's a big, complicated monster that we just haven't dealt with yet, and we're now starting to figure out. And then we have all the systems, the plumbing, the bench tops, the tables, the happy jack and the bed frame.
All the finishes.
All the finishes. Some more systems here in the back. A lot. We got a lot to do, but starting to see some serious progress. Starting looking like a van. I love how huge this passageway is. In the last van, it was really tight, and you could barely get past another person. This time we decided to go for smaller countertops because we just didn't need that deep of countertops. And you could easily pass 2 people here, and it just feels spacious and more open. It's gonna be a little shorter than this because we have still the faces of the drawers, but yeah, pretty much an inch shorter than this, but loving how that's looking.
Also, I want to say the canyon skylight, now seeing it with the cabinets in, I'm so happy with how it turned out. Yeah. I thought possibly it was going to be like too over the top, and it just is perfect. It's like just enough of a curve. I think it really, like the curves and the organic shape are really going to complement all the other straight lines of the van. Like everything else in the van is going to be very square. So
yep,
looks good. So right now we're having kind of a debate about what to do for the partition door. So when you walk in now, we're gonna have the Happy Jack up there, and on the bottom of the Happy Jack bed frame is gonna be our canyon ceiling. And we're just debating. Originally we wanted to do on the partition door something like this like Moroccan wood carved door, but we don't know if it will be too busy or if they'll complement each other. The other option is just keeping the door, this is the wood we're gonna be using, keeping the door plain, or maybe doing a wood burning like I did last time, but much lighter. I wouldn't burn it all the way to black. I don't know, it's really hard to envision this one because my brain can't imagine the scale of that canyon on the whole ceiling. What do you think looking at it now? It's so hard to tell. And we can't really wait to choose about the door after having that in, because that's, yeah. I don't know. These are kind of things that you just have to decide and go for it and don't look back. Morning.
Good morning.
So, what time is it? 7? We've been getting up at like 6:30, which we never do. But we kind of have to because right now we're in between apartments and we're sleeping in the trailer in front of the workshop. It's just for a few nights, but every morning.
It's gotten us on a hike every morning at 7 a.m. and we've been finding some beautiful places. So
yeah,
blessing in disguise.
It's just cold.
It is pretty cold.
Fuck.
With others.
Little baby. Hi, Schmooper. We love when Huck's here. This is Shane's dog. So right now we're in the stage of the build where so much progress is happening, but it's not like visible progress. So it kind of feels, it's the not fun part of the build where you feel like you're like not making any progress even though there is progress happening. I am all day, every day for like a week now, just looking up stuff for our finishes. So our fabrics, our tile, our veneer, all of our hardware. And then I'm also looking up solutions for things that you only realize once you've started building something. These are definitely the things that individually I don't think people notice or care about, but as a whole, when you add all these special materials and all the solutions I'm finding will make the van perfect rather than like just a good build, all of it added together makes a huge difference when you like look at the van. But it's still kind of like a frustrating period in a van build because you're not seeing physical progress. I feel like I'm spending so much time just looking up like options and not finding the right thing and finding, you know, the one piece out of the 500 pieces you've looked at of silicone that will work for the space that you need. So I guess this is why it's really nice to have 2 people on the build, because Eden can continue building while I do like the back end stuff. But yeah, that's just an update from what I'm doing.